Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Game 11 of the South African Open. I think my voice is deteriorating. I shouldn't have done these as a bulk recording. But we're wearing the South African. Well, we're wearing a rugby jersey because by the time this comes out, it will be Saturday, I think. By the way, I've made these things work. South Africa are playing Georgia. The British and Irish Lions are playing, but it's green because South Africa are playing. And they were playing on this day. It was also a Saturday, 2 weeks removed. It was the first game against Italy, part one of the Italian job, but most importantly, it was round 11 of the South African Open. I had the white pieces for the final time. For the final game, I was playing Frederick Cronier, another child. I'd seen him around, and I played e5, because that's what I decided to play. So I had 3 games of e5, 3 games of d4. So we're going to see if e5 fares any better than d4. I mean, it has already, because I got a win. c5, the Sicilian defense, and I was really debating whether to play the open Sicilian with knight to f3 or the closed Sicilian with knight to c3. I thought, you know what, this is a kid, I might be able to trick him with some tactics. Knight to f3. Remember those words. I might be able to trick him with some tactics. Knight to f3. Knight to c6, the classical variation, d4, takes, and now e6, I played c4, bishop to c5, and bishop to e3, which is already a mistake. Why? Because he has queen to b6. I don't think either of us were switched on at this point. He just played bishop takes, so he could play e4, which I don't think is the proper setup. And now we can get somewhere here, where I get knight to c3, and he plays bishop to e6. And we've got a position where I'm slightly better. Why? Because I've got very good control of d4, and I have a slight space advantage, and I've managed to get my pieces pretty well organized. But yeah, I'm like, that's a weakness. I can attack that. Knight to e5. And I was really thinking, I was like, I'm just going to win the pawn. I'm going to win the pawn, and we're going to trade. I'm going to be up a pawn, and I'm going to win the game. And he found knight to c8, which is not what the engine wanted. I think it wanted to sacrifice the pawn in exchange for activity. But he finds the only way to defend it, and I honestly forgot he could do that. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to make a waiting move, a3. Still got advantage, but it's almost gone. a6 forces my knight back, and now knight to b6. He's just attacking my pawn on c4, so knight to d5. I didn't see any other way to defend the pawn. The engine says just play b6. Don't be stupid. I keep switching the coordinates around. That's b3. The engine says play b3. I can't play b6. My opponent can. Well, not right now, because his knight's in the way. But anyway, I played knight to d5 instead of b3. He went back. I was like, okay, you can't do that, right? You are moving your pieces around too much. You're not going anywhere. I have to have a better move. The best move is to play b3. But I went f5. I'm like, let's go. That's not f5, that's f4. I'm tired and I'm sick. Don't at me in the comments. f5. f4, and now f5 he plays. And that's a mistake. I'm better. If I play the right moves. E takes f5 is what I need to play. It's not. I play bishop to f3. Now he takes, I take. And knight here. And I was like, uh-oh. I think everything's falling apart here. Because there's tactics on my bishop, there's tactics on my knight. I think everything's falling apart. Let me just remove this knight. Not a good move. Let me play queen e2. That way this is defended. Because, I mean, he was targeting that. Rook c8. Now the best move is to just play e takes f5. And if rook takes f5, to just play something like king to h1. Get off these tactical lines, and then you can do some stuff. Or not even king to h1. I don't know what. It's giving me king to h1 as the line, but I don't understand it. Anyway, it thinks this is fine. So I played rook ac1. Now remember what I said. I'm going to trick him with tactics. King to h8. E takes f5. Easy. Knight takes f3. It's a draw now. It's a draw. Except it's not, because I played rook takes f3. And he finds instantly, which I think hurt most of all, he found it instantly. He finds bishop takes d5. I can't take back. Because I took with the rook, like a bozo, he can take here. Because I can't take back because my rook hangs with check. And then I'd have to bring this rook back because I'm not blocking with my queen. Well, I suppose I can play king. I can play king f2. I can play king f2. How many pieces have we blundered in this tournament? We blundered one in round 1. How did we lose in round 2? Round 2 was we had the black pieces. It was, I don't remember what round 2 was. I don't remember how we lost. I don't think we blundered a piece. I think we were better and then we lost. Not sure. We'll go back. You guys can go back and round watch 2. Round 3 and 4, we had to sacrifice pieces defensively. Round 5, we blundered a rook. So that's 2 rooks. Round 6, we won by the miracle of the chess gods. Round 7 was against Dude, where we blundered a rook. So 3 rooks blundered. And then against Ewan, we blundered a bishop. So 3 rooks and a bishop. And now we've blundered a knight. So 2 minor pieces and 3 rooks blundered in one tournament. It's pretty good going. Rook to g3. Queen to b6. I'm still going to play. Like, it's the final round. I'm going to play. I'm going to find something for this kid. And I thought I had. Queen to d4. h3. Rook takes c4. I thought I had something. Because I got all the way here. I thought, hang on. I'm threatening mate. And then I've got, f6. So when he plays rook g8, I've got f6. And he can't take, because if he takes, I mate him. I just mate him. And he's got a block with the rook and I take. And I mate him. He had queen f1 check. Let's go back. f6, queen f1 check. And I saw that, I was devastated because I forgot the queen could go there. I only looked at queen c1 check. And like the queen coming back to like h6. And I thought, so what I saw was, yeah, you can't take, but he's not going to do that. So he might push, but then I can go here. But he also had queen c1 check, and I thought, okay, he might get this. But I thought, takes, queen, you can't take with the queen, it's check, you might take with the rook. And then, rook takes, queen takes, I might get this. And, this is something. Oh, I can't do that because of queen takes g2. I had some line calculated. But queen f1 check was horrible to see. Because he wins the pawn that I was using to attack the queen. So I come back and I really did try. Like in every round, I was not going to just go quietly into the knight. But we had to trade queens. And then we went into this endgame. And I'm just down a piece, right? And he's up a useful piece. It's a bishop. It's long range. So he can anchor it in. And, he does use it to win a pawn. And we got there. He refused to take my pawns. I thought I'd won the rook. I didn't win the rook. He marched down his D and G pawns. It was the G pawn that made the difference. And here, bishop to e4. I resigned because it's like mate on the board. So we lose in round 11. We finish on 4 points, which is -3 overall, which kind of sucks. But it wasn't a horrible tournament. Beating him would have been nice. We had a 1340 performance rating. It wasn't that bad. I think some of the losses hurt, particularly when we were winning. We weren't winning per se in this game. We were slightly better, but in order to be completely winning, we'd have to play with engine precision. We're not an engine yet. Maybe Gukesh would have done it, or Magnus would have done it. One of the top GMs would have definitely converted that. I think the draws hurt because we were really winning in both games and we managed to draw them. The loss against Ewan still sits there because we were better and that could have really been a win. We had much more material than we had when we sacked the queen against Jay van der Berg in round 3. So it's tough. We're going to do a tournament review tomorrow. It'll be out on YouTube and on the podcasts. These reviews are YouTube exclusive, though. The recaps of the games are YouTube exclusive. The review, which we'll do, it'll just be us talking a little bit. We'll maybe look at the spreadsheet with the games, and we'll review all the sections tomorrow on audio as well. Tournament retrospective we're going to get a FIDE ID. We should get a FIDE rating because we did beat someone with a FIDE rating. We'll wait for those to come through. I will check for the review if I have gotten updates on how much rating I'm gaining. I should gain some rating. I don't know how much it'll be. Might be like 20 points. It might be, we might move up to 1340. You never know. It should be something because we performed higher than what we are rated, but it won't be as much as we maybe could have gained or should have gained when you look at the games that we did play. But that's chess. So we're going to continue. I did have a crazy thought of flying to Burundi, but I actually do have university, so I won't be doing that. Why would I be going to Burundi? African Amateur Chess Championships. I thought about it. I realized I've still got a class, so that's a no. So I don't know when the next chess tournament will be, but we are looking to play some stuff, but we will see. We will see. It might only be August or early September when we play again. But hey, we're still going to be doing some live streams occasionally and doing some cool stuff. So I will see you there for that. This was round 11. Go back, watch the other recaps. They're pretty good, particularly the ones before I was ill, so rounds 1 to 5, although the results are not as good. So let's see. Cheers.